Okay, here we go. Week 14 of the BMO season and of the BMO Report. Carl, still on assignment. We have a lot to talk about this week. We have a few playoff spots still open. The 5th and the 6th spot, kind of still up for grabs. Joe H sitting in that 5 spot. It's going to take a big effort to knock him out. The 6th spot, still a little possibility someone could sneak in there. But we'll see what happens. We're going to take a quick look back at all the Week 13 action went down. And then we're going to jump ahead to Week 14. We got no Tall this week, just by the way. Tall's on assignment as well. Maybe with Carl. Who knows? But we're not going to have Tall's picks this week. Obviously, there's really not much bowl game, not too much college football this week. Bowl game starting a week or two. So he'll be back then. So don't look for Tall this week. He's out. Anyway, let's start things off looking back at Week 13 in the BMO.
Goofy up. My goofy up. Uncle. My goofy up. Uncle. My goofy up. Uncle. My goofy up. Uncle. My goofy up.
All right, Week 13 in the BMO. We're going to start off with a tough loss for yours truly. Went up against Gus, who for a while was in the bottom of the BMO. He picked up his 2nd straight win, knocking off yours truly. It was a tough loss for the big guy. Trevor Lawrence on Monday, he came up with 3 touchdowns before spraining his ankle. Couldn't have done that earlier in the day. I don't know. But he also got Sam Laporta with 25 points. So nice effort from Gus. Climbs out of the basement of the BMO and may be avoiding the last place penalty. We had Heapsop Boy come back on Monday night against Joe M behind a huge effort from Jamar Chase. Kind of came out of nowhere with that one, and Boy pulled it out. That keeps him in the hunt for first place in the BMO, actually, and he's actually alive for the season high points total. So we'll see what happens. Tough loss for Joe M. He loses by about 8 in that one, but Geno Smith would have been helpful there. Dumpster Fire continues to stay hot. Knock it off both of these nuts. 149-104. It's 3 in a row for the big guy, and he jumps up into 6th place in the BMO. He's got a good chance of making the playoffs at this point. Despite losing Tank Dell, he got 27 points from Derrick Henry and 25 from Michael Pittman in this one. He's going to need a win to keep his spot going into Week 14, but hell of a comeback for Heptig this year, no matter what happens. Joe H versus Tall. Joe H in this one all the way, 152-110. Big win for Joe H. I know we talked about it a little bit already, but that really locks up a solid spot for him in the playoffs. Dak Prescott and DK Metcalf did all the heavy lifting in this one on Thursday night. It was really over after that. Leg knocks off Uncle Eddie, who has really hit the skids here in his first season of the BMO. Great for the content, though. Keep it up. But he's looking at a possible last place penalty for his first season in the BMO. Spoony, everyone's favorite Spoon. Another big win for him. He's sitting solid in a playoff spot. He knocked off Doughboy 147-108 this week. Doughboy, not a bad showing his first year in the BMO. He's not going to make the playoffs at this point, but he's my favorite guy, and he did a great job this year, so he's all right by me. Lastly, we had the world's suckiest matchup of the week in the BMO. Felton hung on against Hashim despite a big effort from Joe Mixon on Monday night. Felton, he gets to 7-6, and he's got a shot at getting in the playoffs if things fall right for him in Week 14. Hashim now in 13th place, another candidate possibly for that last place penalty. But hell of a lot of action in Week 13. Real pivotal stuff, but we're going to start to look ahead to Week 14 and the final week of the BMO season.
You can smell the smoke over there from the thought process.
It's Week 14. This is it. This is what we play for. A couple teams still in the hunt here. A couple teams trying to avoid having to run a lemonade stand, run a 4K, or put stickers on our draft board next year. But let's take a look at all the previews and all the matchups for Week 14 of the BMO. here we go for our Week 14 BMO Match of the Week. This one's going to be a good one. We've got 7-6 Heptic going up against 8-5 Tall. Heptic, who has won 7 of 8 after starting 0-5, has been a real Cinderella story in the BMO this year. He's a winning-in situation to lock up that 6th spot in the BMO playoffs. Tall, already in there, looking to solidify a spot. He's struggling a little bit at his running back situation. This should be a great matchup this week between these guys. Look for Jordan Love to have another big game. He's been a top 12 quarterback the last 3 weeks, scoring 20-plus points every week. He's really come on for Hepter. Hepter also sports Michael Pittman and Rashad White. Those guys have been solid contributors to his team all season, helping him along. But like I said, running back is a real problem for Tall. He lost Ramondre Stevenson last week. A.J. Dillon, his only other solid running back. Aaron Jones come back this week, so I don't even know what that timeshare is going to be like with those two. But, you know, this guy needs Tall to get a win. Let's hope he can pull it out. My heart says Tall, but my gut says Heptic in this one. Give me Heptic to probably sneak by in a close one here and probably end Albino's season.
What's up, guys? This is Uncle Eddie of Uncle Eddie Says. It's week 14 of the BMO, a fantasy football league. Very exciting week. Still a lot to play for a lot of teams. Tall's calls. Uncle Tall is on vacation this week. So I just wanted to open by touching on something that's still sort of not sitting right with me with college football. As a lot of you know, I just recently started watching, and I don't understand how a team like Florida State misses the fucking playoffs. They play in a Power 5 conference. They're 13-0. Now, I get it. Their quarterback went down, but if the Jaguars make the playoffs and Trevor Lawrence still isn't back, are they going to tell the Jaguars, no, you can't play? You don't even get a shot? Insane. I guess the one thing I'm learning about college football is that money talks and undefeated teams walk. Some more banter and picks coming up next. All right, guys. So the second thing I wanted to touch on a little bit was a little bit of fantasy etiquette. And I may have violated it to an extent this week. As a lot of you know, I've always been a big proponent that when you're out, when you have nothing to play for, no money, no toilet bowl, no nothing, you don't add players, you don't put in waiver requests, you let the people that could potentially need those players and have something to play for have first dibs at them. Now that said, I have something to play for this week. I don't want to be the fucking sticker bitch next year. I don't want to fucking run a 5K. I don't want to fucking sell lemonade. I mean, so if any of you have a problem with what I did last night, Wednesday night, adding a bunch of quarterbacks, I don't think any of you do. Nobody sent me anything. Maybe Beans got some negative comments. But honestly, you can go fuck yourself. You had the waiver wire. You had all day Wednesday. You didn't do anything. So now I'm going to do what I have to do to try to not finish last. And I probably still will. I'll probably be your sticker bitch next year. I'm sure you guys will all enjoy that. But hey, at least I gave it a shot. Uncle Eddie saying picks coming up next. All right, guys. So current situation in the BMO. Joe H., big win last week. Has another tough game coming up this week. But if he wins, he's in. Even if he loses, he's got a lot of points. Looking good for him. Felton was a team I didn't touch on last week. I'm going to touch on his game real quick because if he wins and either one of the 7 and 6 teams in front of him lose, he'd be in. I don't like his situation this week. Mahomes, but he's playing Big Mike, who has Kelsey. Big Mike has 2 good running backs. Sorry, Felton, but a real solid effort, I think, for you is coming up short this week. Bean, I think, could beat Joe. I think he's going to beat Joe. Joe had a great draft, but just terrible luck this year, and it's just going to continue over. But what Beans needs to happen at this point is a little crazy. Hepdig needs to lose. Joe H needs to lose, but has 50 more points. Felton also has to lose. So while I think Baines wins this week, I don't think our fearless commish makes the playoffs. NFL picks coming up next. What's up, guys? This is Uncle Eddie and Week 14 NFL picks. We're pumped up to 22-17 for the Sunday games. That's excluding Monday games, holidays. Some I won, some I lost, but just Sundays. The 3 games I give you on Sundays are 22-17. I can live with that. Not great, but respectable. I also had a pretty decent week last week as far as gambling. Been a little while since Uncle Eddie's won a dime in an 18-hour span. This week, first game that jumps out at me, my beloved Jets. I don't getting only 3.5 points. That's a fucking joke. Houston's going to destroy them. The defense will maybe keep it. Who the fuck knows? I'm tired of singing this song. I take the Texans by -3.5. Colts, I'm going to keep riding Gardner Minshew. Cincy had a big week. Yeah, their backup played well, but they're also on a short week, and I like the Colts -1. And last, I might regret this because the 49ers are fucking fire right now, but I'll take the Seahawks +11 just because it's a divisional game. Maybe the 49ers have a little bit of a letdown. Maybe the Seahawks get a backdoor cover. I'm going to take the Seahawks +11. Uncle Eddie saying if you don't like my picks this week, just wait till the playoffs.
I don't know if it's that this is how these two fantasy vets drew it up back in August, but it turns out they'll be battling it out for last place and possibly who's going to be running a lemonade stand next summer. A late season rally has pulled Gus out of the last place going into week 14 in the BMO. He'll chop it up with Uncle Eddie in what could decide the lucky recipient of the BMO last place penalty. Some questionable waiver wire tactics this week probably won't factor into this one. Look for Gus to sprinkle a little mashugana on Eddie and pull out the win. We're all winners in this one though. Uncle Eddie will provide some great content next summer for the BMO. Alright, that is about going to do it for week 14 of the BMO Report. Great episode. Thanks to Uncle Eddie for all his great insight and content for the BMO. He's been a pro all season. I really appreciate his efforts. Tall, we'll see you again next week. Carl, we ain't ever seeing your ass. What else we got? Next time we see each other for the week 15, it is going to be the BMO first round playoff preview. We're also going to know who's going to be opening up a lemonade stand next summer. So a lot of stuff coming up next week. Holiday festivities are starting. We'll have some holiday content over the next couple weeks. The channel will keep going for a couple weeks as well, all through the BMO playoffs and to the finals, and until we crown our BMO 2023 champion. As always, Sunday Gravy, check it out. Playoff Gravy will be after that. Hit subscribe, hit like. You stay classy. We'll see you next week.
Okay, let's go.